hello to all my Flosstube neighbors. I am Chris, and this is Xrossstitch, and it is Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, and this is Flosstube number 25. November is here. I'm really excited about it because now I get to wear sweaters more often. I was thinking about that Saturday Night Live skit where they were sweater weather. It's sweater weather finally in Southern California. Of course, tomorrow it probably will be tank top weather. But at least for today, it's sweater weather. And I'm so happy that it is sweater weather. If you are a new viewer, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you have found me through whatever means you may have found me. And I hope that you enjoy what you see here. This is a channel about cross-stitching, but I tell stories and I talk about a lot more than just cross-stitching. If you are a returning viewer, gush time. This past week, I've been so moved by all of your sweet sentiments about the passing of my little cat Blueberry. You really did help cushion the past week for me. And I appreciate it so very much. One of my viewers, one of my dear viewers, Sandy, even sent me a beautiful little card that I believe she handmade. So Sandy, thank you so much for this gorgeous card. I will treasure this, and I will treasure all of your responses. As I put out a little blurb out yesterday, this is a heart week. This is not a right back week. This is a heart week. But know that I've read them all. I appreciate them all. And you are all very much loved. So thank you for watching. So to all my viewers, whether you are new or old, make sure you like the video. And if you've not subscribed, subscribe. And make sure you ring the bell so that when I do put out those little blurbs to give you information about what's happening, that you're notified of it. So that way we can all stay in touch in the neighborhood. So thank you for that. Each week we begin by naming Handstanding Cat. As you know, or may not know if you're new, Handstanding Cat is the top of Tiki, Tree of 1,000 Faces, which is a large piece of driftwood that is usually behind me. But when I turn for the holidays to show this display, did we notice it's Thanksgiving? It's Thanksgiving now. And there'll be more stuff to this. I put this up yesterday and I thought, it's a little bare. I'm gonna get some more things for it. So next week you'll see even more Thanksgiving wonder back here. But Handstanding Cat, top of Tiki, Tree of 1,000 Faces. Each week we name it based on suggestions from all my viewers. I'm still getting suggestions and I love them and I put them on the wheel. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel so it's done by the time I finish rambling. And I couldn't pick just one, so now I spin the wheel at the beginning of each episode and we name Tiki for the week. And this week, my friend Mary Ann J., you have named Handstanding Cat and you named him Freddie. And I believe you named him Freddie after Freddie Mercury and the mustache, which is awesome. Drive-by story time. Okay, I was in Melbourne, Australia. All you Australian viewers there. And I have several viewers from Melbourne, so hello, down under. I was in a hotel in Melbourne, Australia. I'd been there about 2 days. And on the third morning, as I came down the stairs into this beautiful lobby of the hotel, it was right in the business district, the doorman looked at me and go, "You're the one." and mind you, my hair was very short that time. I had a crew cut at that time, but I had this mustache. He goes, "You're the one." And I'm like, well, "I'm the one what? What did I do? Disgrace my country or something." And he said, "The entire staff has been saying that there's a guy here that is the spitting image of Freddie Mercury, and you have to be him." And I'm like, "Yes, sir. Yes, that would be me." Anyway, so Marianne, you have named Handstanding Cat this week Freddie. And if you didn't name him Freddie after Freddie Mercury, that drive-by story is completely irrelevant, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Each week, I also begin by mentioning Ted's Change Jar. Ted's Change Jar was inspired by the story of one of my viewers discussing how her father, when she was a child, used to walk on his hands, and he would load his pockets with change so that the children could, after he did this, pick it up and run buy candy or comic books or whatever. It inspired me so much that I wanted to begin raising money for Dolly's Imagination Library, which provides children under the age of 5 books until they are 5 years old. And it's a wonderful program. Many of you have commented on what a wonderful program it is, and we're raising money for it through my comment count. Every comment on this video and all my videos, a penny goes into the jar at the end of the year. I'll make a donation based on that number to Dolly's Imagination Library. Some of my viewers are going to match that count, and some of you have chosen to make a donation through my Buy Me a Coffee link, which is below. All that money from the Buy Me a Coffee link will go to Dolly's Imagination Library. We are creeping toward $1,500 now, and I'm so thrilled. So thank you, those of you who your comments brighten my life, and they also go toward this endeavor. Your Buy Me a Coffee donations are all seen and appreciated so very much. And of course, those of you who are going to match my comment count, you know who you are, and I love you. And that is all those ways we're doing a really great thing. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, every week, I have to thank you for it, because it's just so fantastic. So thank you. One of the many questions that I get, and it's a question that I get so reasonably often that I wanted to just take a brief moment at the top of today's episode and talk about it. And people ask me how I store my floss. I think, there's so many, listen, this is the bottom line with anything regarding crafting and really anything in life. Figure out what works for you and do it. And because if it works for you, that's really the only thing that matters. I use baggies and cards. It's that simple. This is how I store my floss. This is inspired by Pam from Just Keep Stitching, although I modified her version just a little bit. She uses a Ziploc kind of baggie. I use this smaller baggie. I get this online on Amazon. This is, I believe, a 4 by 2.5 baggie. I take an index card and I cut it a little shorter, and then I write the number. I write the number of the DMC on there. These, and I just use it. There's not a color system to this at all. It's just whatever I have. Make do with what you have. That's what my grandmother taught me growing up. And I just store it this way. This enables me to save longer pieces of floss if I'm using one and I cut it off, and I think I've got projects that 3 stitches, that'll be plenty for 3 stitches. So I save it this way. Then all of these go into a container like this. And you can see it's real simply done. I have some felt in there that I use for my Q-snaps, but this is how I store my floss. This is a 2-tiered container. It's got a little handle. And it's real simple. There's nothing special about this, but this is how I do it. I have recently found something that I love, though, and I've got to show you this, because this is what I have gotten to store my sulky in. I am a little neat obsessed, so I wanted something that I could store my sulky in that would be exactly right. So that's how I store my floss. This is how I store my sulky, and this is relatively new to me because this box fits sulky perfectly. This is a acrylic floss storage box. This comes from Fat Quarter Shop. And of course, it's made to store floss. I think they have, what do they call them? Floss biddies. They're bobbins. They're floss, it'll fit those, it'll fit bobbins. You could put fancy floss in here. You could put anything you want in here, but I'm using this for my sulky threads. And this thing is fantastic because it fits them so perfectly. And I love it. This sits in my craft closet, and it's great. It's got little rubber feet, so when I pull the drawer out, it doesn't come with it. And of course, with both the floss and with these, you just take out and put it in your project bag. So that's why both of these systems live in my craft closet. But I love this this box. It just fits those perfectly. And I also love my little baggie method. This is what works for me. Find what works for you. But I hope that if you were wondering, and if you've been, just curious and needing some ideas, I hope that you like both of these. The way I store my floss in the little handle box, all of that came from Amazon. This came from Fat Quarter Shop, and this works. These two methods work great for me. So on to the cross stitching. Bit of a light stitching week. Bit of a busy week here for me, so I didn't have as much stitchy time as needed. But in the run-up to Halloween, which was on Sunday, I stitched on the same two pieces. I stitched on Modern Folk Embroidery's Spirits of the Dead and achieved almost another entire line of text. This was one night while watching television. I have found that the lettering on this is one of the few things I can actually watch television and do at the same time. I don't watch a lot of TV. I just don't. And I used to. When I was growing up, boy, did I watch television. There was nothing else to do. But I don't watch it much now, but I do find that I can do this while watching TV. And I just love it. I can't wait. I'm making the goal of getting the lettering done before I move into the upper design, but I just love it so very, very much. Modern Folk Embroidery, Spirits of the Dead, part of Jacob's Dark Crosses range. And he is doing a hashtag this month. It's a samplers all stitched in black, I believe. And I wanted to do that. I may start that soon. I should have researched that more. November just hit me all of a sudden. And I didn't get quite as prepared as I wanted to for a few things, but I'll jump on the bandwagon soon. The second piece that I worked on was Glendon Place's Sleepy Hollow. Obviously, I'm going to be putting this away for a few weeks. I'm gonna work on holiday stuff and a few other things that you haven't been seeing lately in the run-up to Christmas and the holidays. But I wanted to get some more stitching in on this before I take it off the frame and put my Quaker Christmas on the frame. So again, I am enjoying this more. The Jobelin is getting more and more easily, well, I didn't say that right. The Jobelin is fine now. I'm not hating it as much as I thought I was going to hate it throughout the whole piece. And it's moving along just fine. And I'm seeing finishes from some of you on this piece. Some of you are getting so close. My dear friend Steve, Crafty Old Man UK, and the Crafty Stitchers in the UK, he's moving along. My friend Mary at Daydream Stitcher, she's moving along. Everybody's doing so great, and I'm thrilled to see that progress. Mine will occur probably in May. That's when I'm probably going to finish this piece. Glendon Place's Sleepy Hollow. I have an update for you on a piece that I have been threatening to start for 2 months now. This piece, The Nutcracker Tree, by X's and O's. I was going to begin this as my 4th September start, didn't happen. I was going to begin it in October, didn't happen. And the reason it didn't happen is because I hated the Aida that I bought. I found a royal blue Aida, no name brand on Amazon, ordered it, and it was stiff as a board. And even after rinsing and washing and soaking in conditioner, it still is stiff as a board. I'll probably use it for smalls, for maybe some beautiful Christmas ornaments on a darker black background, possibly. But it just wasn't going to work for that nutcracker tree. So I pivoted. I was going to do it the royal blue with DMC's Etoile in Blanc, and I pivoted. Because I love the Edinburgh linen that I'm stitching my other modern folk embroidery piece on, I found this beautiful piece of cobalt Edinburgh linen. I was inspired by the beautiful fabric that my dear viewer Rebecca sent me, and that I had been stitching some of my ornaments on that you've seen thus far. It's the snowy feel of it appeals to me, and the nutcracker certainly has that in it. And still wanting a sparkle, I've decided to do it with the royal blue Etoile. I'm going to stitch, this is C820. It is the royal blue. There's a subtle sparkle in it. I don't know if you can see the sparkle here, but I think that's going to be really pretty. And then there is, it calls for a metallic thread for some of the candle lights and the top of the tree. I think I'm going to do those in silver. And I think that will be really pretty. It will definitely be snowy. It'll be evocative of the waltz of the snowflakes in the nutcracker tree. And I think that will be really pretty. And it's going to be on linen. Oh, well, look at me picking linen to do things on because it will be easier than Aida. What alternate reality are we living in? Anyway, I'm excited about this, and I'm going to try to start this week so you can see something by next week. But that's what's happening with Nutcracker Tree. I know some of you have been wondering about it. So linen, étoile. Can you tell I just like saying étoile? Today is Chris's toy chest, and I've been wanting to talk about these two things for a while now. I'm having to be strategic because of course I don't want to run out of toys. Fortunately, being an only child with all those great aunts and uncles, I was spoiled rotten. So I had a lot of toys, and I go through old pictures in prep for my videos, and I see things in the background and I go, oh my gosh, I completely forgot I had that. These I did not forget that I had, because I've thought about these, I think about these things all the time. And I am sure that these are still being made. Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. How much fun did we have with these? How much fun do children still have with these, I'm sure. I loved them both equally. I'm not going to say one was more of a favorite than the other, but Lincoln Logs were so much fun. I will tell you that my houses never had roofs for some reason. I don't know why. I never really got the concept of putting the roof on the house. I'm sure my granddaddy was rolling over in his grave because he was a building contractor and built most of the houses in my small town. But I never put the green, it was a green wooden shingle thing, roof, and you would put it on somehow. And I don't even remember how they went together. They probably got broken. But the Tinker Toys, but the Lincoln Logs themselves, I loved. I only had one vat of them. For some reason, I never expanded into the expansion sets to get more components to build houses with. But I built a lot of little log houses out of my rather modest set of Lincoln Logs, and loved every single minute of it. And Tinker Toys were equally as fun. Tinker Toys, as you will see and remember, were wooden dowels and wooden, to say blocks is not exactly accurate, but you would fit the different colored dowels into the holes drilled into the blocks, and you could create different things in all kinds of different configurations, Ferris wheels and what have you. And you could attach little plastic flags, and it was just all very fun. Again, I only had like the basic set of them. I don't know why I didn't branch out and expand into others, but I made do with what I had. That's a recurring theme of today's Flosstube. I made do with what I had, and I had so much fun with the Tinker Toys. I do remember very often I would make magic wands out of them. Very simple. I would have a round one on a stick, and that was my magic wand, and I would do things with that. Propellers. I remember, playing with some of my airplane toys, and those became big propellers. And today, if Tinker Toys are still made, they're probably made out of plastic because, some of the toys that we had when I was a child would probably be banned for safety reasons today because, you could poke an eye out with those things. I never thought that Christmas, the movie A Christmas Story, the wonderful line, you'll shoot your eye out. I never thought that was that funny or outlandish because my grandmother on a daily basis told me that I was going to poke my eye out with something. If it wasn't a toy, it was a fork. If it wasn't a fork, it was, a hairbrush. You'll poke your eye. For some reason, she thought I was going to poke my eye out with everything. Bless her. Anyway, Tinker Toys and Lincoln Logs occupied a great deal of my creative playtime when I was on that lovely oval braided rug in front of our gas space heater in my grandmother's house, in our house in which I grew up. And I hope that they spark memories for you. That's one of the most wonderful byproducts of this particular segment, is that they bring up memories from your childhood or stories of your children and grandchildren. And I love hearing them, and I like you thinking about them. Sometimes we forget treasured memories. We file them away somewhere in our heads. And because of daily mundane stresses and our current, whatever state we're in currently in the present, we forget about those things. So I like opening the attic door and blowing the dust off of them for you. So I hope you enjoyed Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys. Tell me if they're still made. I bet you they are. I bet you the Tinker Toys are plastic though now. I hope the Lincoln Logs aren't. Time for a brief piece of haul. You saw a couple of things that I've received when I was discussing Nutcracker Tree. I've received some more things, my finishes for my ornaments, but I'm not going to show those to you until I finish the ornaments, and that will be next week more than likely. I'm excited to show you that. I have to really get on the ball about my ornament stitching. I'm far behind. But I received the October Fiberlicious Fabric of the Month. If you have not seen it and want to be surprised, look away. If you don't mind seeing it now, 10, no, that's too long. 5, 4, that's too long. 3, 2, 1, boom. I love it. I love it so much. It's called Wicked Night. I get the 16 count Ada, which is one of my favorites. And this is not stiff as a board. Fiberlicious, this is lovely. I haven't opened it up even to see what my particular piece is like. So I'm gonna do it now with you, live and on the air. Look at that. Oh, you know what I may do on this? That Halloween Quaker. This is the second piece of fabric that I've shown you that I said I could do Halloween Quaker on this. Wouldn't that be pretty? That kind of looks like the map of the world. Oh my gosh, it does look like the map of the world. Look, there's North America and Canada. Europe kind of scooched across the Atlantic Ocean a bit. I am as silly as they come, mad as a hatter. This is beautiful. I'm excited about this piece, and I love being a part of Fiberlicious's Fabric of the Month. I said that really well, Fiberlicious's Fabric of the Month Club. And I'm not endorsed by this is just, I'm just saying I've not received a fabric from them that I haven't loved. So Wicked Night, Fiberlicious, Fabric of the Month. And then Happy Mail. One brief, well, aside from the very sweet card that I received from my dear viewer, Sandy, my heart, my dear friend, and you all know her and love her because I would say probably 99% of you who watch me also watch her, and if you don't, you should. My dear friend Sarah at Sew Me Sarah sent me a lovely card. And by the way, Sarah, just like your stitching, your handwriting is impeccable. She sent me a beautiful, that's kind of a funny word to use to describe these, a fantastic set of superhero postcards that were issued with the Royal Mail. And this made me so incredibly happy. I will be using some of these when I do giveaways to write little hellos to you. So a little bit of Sarah's kindness will work its way to you as well. But some of these, some of these I'm going to have to keep for myself. Wonder Woman. Oh, and that one, going to keep that one too. But Sarah, thank you so much. You know how much I appreciate this. You're just the greatest and so incredibly sweet, and you're a joy to watch, and you are a weekly check-in for me. So thank you for these. I will treasure them, and I'm sure that my viewers who receive these as part of their giveaways will either enjoy them or give them to their children, or hopefully inspire some of their children and grandchildren to read. Comic books are a wonderful way to read. So thank you very much. And on to the giveaway winners. Now, last week was a big giveaway week. I opened one of the special packages, the surprise packages, and there were two little kits included in there. One was a counted cross-stitch kit featuring this little duck. It says, "Friends share laughter and sorrow, their hopes for tomorrow." This is adorable. The key word for this was duck. And the winner of this particular giveaway is Laura Fernandez. Laura, congratulations. Please email me your address and I will get that to you ASAP. Just so you guys know, I save a couple of weeks, and you've probably figured this out by now. I save about 2 or 3 weeks of giveaway prizes, and then I send them all out in one fell swoop. So if you won last week or the week before, with these, I'll probably batch them all up and send those out. So they're coming. The second of the little kits that we opened from the surprise bundle last week was this little Amish quilt kit. Teeth back in. Amish quilt kit. And the winner of this one was Tina Carlisle. Tina, please email me your address and we will get that out to you soon. And the costume trivia, costume guessing giveaway contest. Oh, I had so much fun with this. You all were great. And then after I announced this, I realized as I was editing last week's video that there was a fundamental flaw in my methodology. And that is, you all could see each other's guesses. So, and that's fine. I mean, it's all just all in good fun. And because of that, and because so many of you actually got it, you guessed correctly in ways that I hadn't thought, I opened it up to everyone. So if you guessed, well, let me tell you, the exact inspiration for that costume was the Phantom as the Mask of the Red Death. So I was going to accept either Phantom of the Opera or Mask of the Red Death as legitimate. But then some of you guessed Prince Prospero, which could completely have been viable. Some of you guessed My Stomach is Growling. Again, this is the second growling incident during a video that we've had. I know you can't hear it, but it is so loud on this end. Sorry, tangent. You guessed Prince Prospero. I got D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers. I got so many, Zorro. Just so many creative guesses for what that costume was, all of which were absolutely appropriate. So by and large, since you could all see each other's guesses and because there were so many good ones, what I did was I just entered everyone who commented in this giveaway. I used the YouTube random comment picker just before the video, before I started filming. And I said to myself, if they guessed, they are the winner. I did that thing 4 times, and my first 3, the comments were lovely, but there was no guess about the costume. So on the 4th one, we hit gold. And the winner of this particular giveaway is Joe Brown. Joe Brown. Joe guessed the Mask of the Red Death. That is a viable answer to win. So Joe, send me your address. You will be receiving Creepy Cross Stitch. I'm going to send you, not my copy, but I will be sending you a copy of Creepy Cross Stitch, a wonderful book by Laura Swearingen with lots of fabulous, beautiful Halloween-related stitches. So send me your address and that will be on its way to you. And if you don't stitch Halloween, Joe, let me know and we'll pivot. But thank you so much for those, for all your lovely guesses. It was so much fun, and we'll do more things like that too. And I'll try to figure out a way. So it will be. There goes the stomach again. Did you not hear it? Oh my gosh, I need to go have a bagel. And today's giveaway. Oh, we have to do a giveaway today. I didn't get a bundle. I knew I was going to forget something. Sal, I have a stowaway. He's so cheeky. Where did you come from? Someone wanted to be in the video and did it and felt as if he was being left out. So he decided he would jump ship as I was whooshing through the air, right, Sal? All right, so now we have to open this one. And you know that this is a tricky thing to do. So let's see if we can get, oh, this one's much easier. I'm sorry for the taste. Brown paper doesn't usually taste very good, does it? All right, let's see, let's see what's in this one. He's so silly. All right. Okay. This is going to be another 2 for, here we go. We have, and I'm going to take photographs of these. We have, these are card kits. These are both cross-stitch, small cross-stitch kits with cards in them. The first is an adorable little kitty cat coming out of a box. Let's use the keyword present, P-R-E-S-E-N-T, present for that one. And then the other one, you're very helpful. I guess you have to use your mouth when you don't have hands, huh? The other one is a lovely Signs of Spring card kit. That's a horrible glare, but I'll try to take a photograph of it and let you know what it looks like. Signs of Spring. Sal, come on. Signs of Spring card kit. Use the word spring for this one. So 2 more fun giveaways from the surprise bin. Remember, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, be 18 years of age or older so I can ask you for your address, and don't use the word giveaway or prize or win or anything like that in your comment. Right, Sal? All right, say goodbye to them because you're going to go back to where you came from, okay? So that's today's episode. Thank you so much again for spending time with me. It is very appreciated, and I enjoy spending this time with you. Once again, thank you for all the comments, all the sweet, sweet words of condolence over the loss of my little kitty Blueberry. And again, my apologies for not being able to write each and every one of you back, but know that when I send that heart, when I push that button, that I have read it. It has, it's gone through the brain, it's gone to the heart, and I do truly appreciate it so very much. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your comments for Ted's Change Jar. Just thank you for you. Thank you for this community, this neighborhood that we have built together. I look forward to the holidays coming up and sharing my stitching with you and seeing your stitching. I'm just excited about ramping towards the end of the year. And I'm working on a very special year-end episode. I'm not going to talk much about it, but I'm working on something special for you at the very end of the year. So thank you so much for watching. Until next week, happy stitching. Take care.